Hello everyone, PaperSpock here, coming at you with more Talos Principle. I decided I was going to actually just hop right back into the game where I left off, because I'm curious about this puzzle, and I had a few thoughts that came to mind, which is, it's just really beginning to click to me that the portal comparisons that you could make about this game are a level deeper than I originally would have thought of. By which I mean, GLaDOS and this game's Elohim, they serve similar roles. And I feel like the author is probably trying to draw us. Oh my god, it goes deeper because Elohim's ultimately an AI of some kind. Or some kind of programmed. Yeah, some kind of AI. Why did I try to attach a red laser there? Don't ask me. I'm thinking too many things at once. Oh, I had already broken this puzzle. Huh? Had I already done that? Maybe. Yeah, probably at the beginning of the last video. Kind of explore things, or at the end of the last video when I was trying to things apart just a little bit. Okay, blue laser. Right here. That is... yes, this is the rub. This is the rub. So we can get blue laser. Go around here. Okay, I'm trying to think of things. While I'm trying to think of things. A little dangerous in terms of thinking clearly and making sure you get all your thoughts out. There's a jammer in here too. How can I block this reasonably? Oh. You know, I just had a thought. It's a bit higher, that's a bit lower. Probably a bit higher. Again, the question is, can I make a laser do an intercept for me? This isn't useful. Just yet. Okay. I have a working idea. We're gonna leave this here for now, but kind of where we can find it a little easier. And the problem is if we... how can we interrupt this laser with another laser while keeping that other place open? Just don't know. And I wish I could get up higher somehow. Okay. But, okay, my thoughts on... let's stare at the wall. And, I mean, the wall's not too interesting. This is more interesting. It's also more visually interesting. I'm a little... It's also static, but it's a little more visually interesting, was the idea I was trying to say. I am a little sleepy. Maybe this isn't the time for me to try to explore these thoughts, but you know what? They've occurred to me now. So, basically, what we've got going on is Portal 1 in the top. So spoilers for Portal 1. I should have said that earlier. There's going to be plenty of spoilers for Portal 1. Portal 1, you wake up in a world without knowing what's going on, and solve a set of tutorials and get talked at by GLaDOS, who has a purported mission she gives you. And she turns out to be working against you, shall we say. Her character gets further development in Portal. But in Portal 1, she very much antagonistic. And just kind of... Basically, it feels like for antagonism's sake. She's been left behind by whoever runs the... It's also been a while since I've played both Portal games, so excuse me as I probably butcher some of the details. But, you understand her to be put into place by someone else, probably carrying out their will, but also probably having kind of gotten off the path she starts on, off to a different path. And I don't fully understand what's up with Elohim in this game, but how it's kind of seeming from stuff we've seen is that Elohim was created to kind of deal with people who are trapped in this simulation after the end of the world. I don't know if there's a plan to get people out of the simulation, or if the plan is just you're all simulations from now on, or maybe you're going to get put in robot bodies and walk around, but like, I mean, maybe they have some sort of technology to recreate a human body and then you're going to populate another planet, but it seems like something has gone terribly wrong on Earth. And so they've gone off and are going to try to go somewhere else. So, Aperture Science and the scientists in the background in this game have, at the very least, parallels. And it seems like in both cases, like, what Elohim was originally intended to do, I don't fully understand that in this game. But it seems like it's no longer... Like, it feels like there's a combination of the people who made it didn't have the right idea, or had kind of, like, perhaps unethical ideas on some level. Perhaps well-intentioned, perhaps not. I don't quite understand at this point. Maybe I need to reread the logs to find out. Maybe there's lore that I will discover a bit later. But Aperture Science, we have less reason to believe that they started out with good intentions. But in both cases, they had intentions of some kind that were... that at least had some problems. Let's say that. Let's... as I am seeing, there are definitely differences as I'm drawing these parallels, but you have that. And then have the situation where the programming has kind of drifted from what was originally intended in both cases. GLaDOS certainly has taken some turns that her creators would rather she not have taken. We come in and see the malfunctioning Elohim in that one world where we kind of fell through the ground. I forget exactly which one it was, but he was talking around in circles, and that was some interesting stuff. But he's drifted too. Question is, there's glitching and then there's drifting, and I don't exactly know what Elohim is like when he's fully functioning. That's not something I fully grasp at this point. So we have that situation. Then we have these world-breaking segments. So that situation, we were just talking about how it's used to kind of show, okay, Elohim's kind of broken. I mean, there's other places where Elohim's kind of broken, like when you walk off the edge of the world. He repeats himself there too. Then, also, what we have going on is Portal is famous for its segments where you literally break out of the world. Because there's like a very clean testing chamber, and then there's like holes in the wall, and you can go and explore them and learn about the Rat Man. If for some reason you don't know Portal. Oh, if I didn't know Portal and I heard and you find out about the Rat Man, I'd suddenly have a lot of questions. But there's a guy living in the walls who had escaped GLaDOS. And there's some analogous things in here. There was that world I found once where there were a bunch of kind of faces running around and kind of a monument. There was that. But there's also the breaking of the levels in a gameplay way, where I think definitely you do some of that for stars. That feels intentional for stars. Not clear to me if that's intentional for beating levels, but you have to kind of take a sort of leap away from the guidance that the game is giving you, because fairly major spoilers for Portal 1. GLaDOS eventually sends you off to an incinerator, and you have to make the decision that, okay, I am no longer following what this authority has been telling me to do, and I feel like that's probably what we're building to in this game in some sort of way, is reject... I mean, we've already done it some. We've climbed the tower, but, like, I think there's going to be something that's a bit more stark that parallels Portal 1, where we have to kind of throw off the authority and say, no, we're not going to do what you say, in a much more definitive way, where it's kind of life or... Well, it's hard to say life or death, because what even is this existence that we're in this game? But anyway, this has been a little discussion of parallels between Portal 1 and the Talos Principle 1. And so now we're gonna hop back into the game. I do have a little minor visual glitch in my game that is hiding the bottom of the screen. Basically what's happening is I don't think you're seeing it, but the taskbar is... I'm gonna try to fix it, actually. Well, no. I don't want to accidentally... Let me see if I can turn off the... Okay, yes, good. So, stay with me while I talk with you. The audio is going to disappear for a moment. But I have stopped streaming the game from my desktop to my laptop, because that's how my setup is right now, where for demanding games, I stream them from my desktop to my laptop usually, because I don't have a good way of accessing my desktop normally. So Steam Remote Play has been very useful. And I'm just continuing try to fill the... Okay, you're hearing sound now, so we know the game is back at least. I'm waiting for identifying information to stop appearing on screen. Oh, it's not super identifying, but it's more identifying than I'd want. Oh. Now, let's see. We are back, and I can see the very bottom strip of my screen again. And that was getting to me a little. I'm like, what if I'm missing something that's right in the bottom strip? Like, I could still see the question mark in the bottom of the screen, like half of it. I couldn't see the 2, but I could see, like, part of that. So, you know, it wasn't terribly situated, but it wasn't situated the best way either. How can we disrupt this laser? What I want to do... So it's going to be impossible for me to get... Let's verify, yes. I can't get through this door. Well, of course, because it is closed. That much is obvious. However, on top of that, I can't get through here because of the fan. So I'm going to have to stop the fan. Stop the fan. I am going to want to disrupt the red laser somehow. Disrupt the red laser. I need it to stably disrupt the red laser. The problem is, I could set something up on a cube. Cube alone is not going to get in front of the red laser. Because it looks like it would, except that's actually just me blocking it. If we had another cube, stacking both of them would be sufficient. If we had possibly the laser director, that would be sufficient. The jammer is definitely sufficient. If I could somehow... Wait, no. Thing is, what I would want to do is, the laser jammer is sufficient to block. I've tested this before. I tested this 2 episodes ago. Problem is, the laser jammer is the only thing letting me in here. But if I had some way of doing things with the lasers here, of activating that, then I would be home free. Unfortunately, getting the lasers around the way I want them to does not seem possible right now. Because what happens is this goes down over here. And I can only move it so far. I can move it a little. Like, let's see what we can do here. Okay, that works. That works. That's probably about as good as I can get it in terms of there. Maybe I can move it along this line if it's convenient. Convenient, I could do that. Then, what we've got going on is trying to get that laser to attach here, and you can see the angle, the viewing angle for this laser. So maybe I could get it there, but then I'm still not getting enough clearance to get that blue laser over there. And let's look from this perspective. Okay, I can get... That's probably about as good as I can line it up. And... yeah, there's not enough leeway to use those 2 lasers to get around the corner. So my problem is, how on earth am I supposed to do this? Wait a second. Wait 1 second. Can I get up on top of things? If I can get on top of things, that changes everything. And that slant, it just occurred to me. And not that slant. This is maybe higher. Hopefully it's higher because I can't get up on that, but... how about this one? Not quite. Let's look around and see if there was another slant I'm missing. Okay, this one. I think that's... yeah, that's too high. Damn. But the idea was I could get up there and then... I can put lasers on top of, like, the edge of walls. I have a lot more latitude to solve these puzzles. I have a lot more options and things I can try that I haven't done before. Questionable if I could get it up there, but, like, that would have been a heck of a starting spot. Also, if I could somehow get over this wall, mess with that laser, and then get it back out, would be another reasonably good thing. So other ideas I've had are laser interference. I can't quite figure out how I would make that happen. I do have There is an idea. I want the jammer back. I want to see what the viewing angle is for that laser. I mean, if I were to try to... No, I can't get close enough. I was like, can I kind of try to put a laser through that window over there? And the answer does not seem to be yes. You may wonder... Now the other thing is, I can hold this door open. And then we don't need the laser holding it open. But that doesn't really give us any additional latitude. Wait a... And then I can't open that other door with the jammer. Oh. I don't want to get in trouble with that guy. That guy will mess me up. This video could well end up being another I just am stuck on this one puzzle video. Not ideal. I really hope that's not the case. It could be. What would I even... Let's think. If I could break this level, how could I break it in a useful way? That's my next question that occurs to me. If I could get my time clone in here somehow, maybe I could stand on my own head and get up on something. That doesn't seem horribly likely. But it is something that I've got to, at this point, consider. Okay. There's a blue source coming from here. That wouldn't actually do too much for me. I'd have to redirect it from here anyway. Works out pretty much the same. See, I could remove this laser here. Try it for a moment. And this stays open. But... yeah... How can I get that laser high, or how can I find another laser redirector? Ugh. That did do the trick. I could get rid of the grate. I think that would get me into that. Oh no. Get rid of the grate. That would give me some additional options. But I'm not seeing them. I could stack a block high. I could maybe get it to go over. Maybe it would have to be 3 high. Wait a second. No, I did actually reconnect that. Okay, fair enough. I could probably get a... No, I couldn't get a laser in here. I very much feel like I'm missing a level element, even now. Something that encourages me that this level is self-contained is... I don't know how these hints work in the first place. And for the record, I don't think I want to be using them. For a variety of reasons. No. We can jam that and make that stay in place and put stuff on top of it, but there's not much of a point I figured out to doing that. We're gonna explore a little. Poke our nose around. See what we can see in the outer boundaries of the level. Our gargoyle friends. What do they have to say? You don't have much. Don't have much to say either. Okay. And I would be awfully mad if the solution was there's a wall I have to walk through to grab a jammer to try to break the level. That wouldn't particularly impress me as a good solution. That would impress me as a warning shot that I need to start doing weird stuff in this game in order to beat it, and I wouldn't do that very well. I would hope the developer would not want me to do that. Like, maybe if it was like cleverly hidden in a way I could appreciate, maybe I could get behind it, but if there's a possibility I could break a different level and drop a redirector out of it. But again, I don't see what that would do for me. Oh. Damn it. Did my work on... Yes, every other level's been reset. Okay. It's gonna make it a lot easier to stop playing. Because... Oh. That's right, they just... Oh. I was like, oh, did I somehow crack the code? And then, no, I did not somehow crack the code. Somehow, I didn't crack the code at all. No somehow about it. I'm trying to see, can I connect this to go through somehow and make the lasers interfere with each other and make them cross? No, that didn't quite work. Blue laser opens up that. Right. This grabs the blue laser. We're gonna make the blue laser a little more restricted. We get in there, we grab our jammer. We use the jammer to get in here. No, we use the jammer to... mess with the, scary guy. Is there anything out in this world I can jam that would be useful to me? I don't think so. Whoops. I wonder if I can jam the sun. I'm sure jamming the sun would be a great solution to this puzzle. Actually, I would be into that. I would be like, whoa! I knew such things could be done. Jamming the sun. I can see a way through, and maybe... I definitely feel like I'm missing an important puzzle element here. I definitely feel that way. Okay. Throne room, I have no clue why it was called throne. Solution was bizarre. I don't have a good thing I can say about that. Oubliette, though, like a little dungeon. And it played out that way. There was a little dungeon that the little drone was flying back and forth in. That was a thing. A real element. So... I was thinking, could I make this any higher and have it have an effect? And the answer is... no, I could not make it any higher and have it have an effect. I am rather very stuck. An armory has weapons. And you use weapons to attack things. There might be axes, there might be a bevy of things. So is the armory the one little explosive guy? Is he the reason the level's called armory? Certainly is. I wouldn't say he's armored, but he is. What am I calling him? I don't know. This one here is very soldier-like. Seems like it's probably armed to the teeth. It runs at me and explodes. Okay, stables. I'm just seeing... there is a jammer here. I don't know what it does here. I don't know at all. Let's see if there's some way I can connect the two and have them impact each other. There's something beyond a wall that does look suspicious. No, okay. I think that's a good sign for me to go to bed. This new thing has been my downfall. I just don't know what to do with it. Oh, I'm getting stubborn. Just to say, I think this video is continuing a little while. I feel like I'm getting a little more familiar with this. I still feel like I'm stumbling a little less so. Okay, we need to move you over. Not that much longer. Basically, I can move along this line. No, I can move along this line. That doesn't drastically. I can get into that corner again. That doesn't really change. what I can do. I can open this up, grab this jammer. You know what? I have just realized something. Just realized something perhaps rather important. So the thing is, the question is, can I use a director to block out light? If I can, you're suddenly very much in business, because I used a jammer before, but it just occurred to me I don't need both of these lasers to be active right now. Get into the area I want, do things. I could, perhaps, place this on here. And it works! It works! It blocks it! And I can rip off this fan. If I rip off this fan, that opens up some possibilities. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I finally made progress. We need to find where we set the fan blade, in case it's a puzzle element I need to do something with. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I think I have my... Oh, no, I don't have my solution. Oh, no, I do. I'm not sure I do, but I don't think it is a hopeless situation. Good, go ahead and, you need to do as you've done. We're gonna get the block over here. I think my metal block here, because I thought the other laser had to stay in this area to do something useful, and it absolutely did not. Oh. Question is, this may not be high enough. We'll see, though. Nope, not even close. I'm gonna say. Is there a way we can get a little extra height, though? It feels good to have made some progress. I'll say that at least. A bit disappointing though to... No, you won't let me do that? Okay. Okay. No. It doesn't work. Okay, fair enough. I think I have it. I'm not sure I have it. But I've got parts of an idea though. Okay. So you might be... Maybe you know what I'm doing. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Thought I did, but I don't know what I'm doing. The thing, though, we're gonna do pick this up. Right here, then we're going to put this up here. And so it's simultaneously blocking the red laser, redirecting the blue laser into the other area. Problem is, you're now locked out. Oh! Can we adjust this to it? Yeah, we probably can adjust this to a place where we have view of that. Okay, okay. Here we go. Also add that in. Okay, that's not quite working. Oh. I see. This may not work at all. We'll keep trying, though. No, we're not getting the blue source anymore. Problem is finding something along this line. Oh. Ugh. Victory felt so close. And it seems like it's a ways away. But I have made progress, I suppose. Let's see what we can do. Reopen this. And look around. Oh no, we don't want you. Don't want you, friend. Yeah, it still feels like we're missing a laser redirector almost. How can I get the blue laser over here? This way, it takes another step. Blocked by that fence. Okay, can we... No, that's only like an input laser, okay. Hopefully I remember that well enough next time, but feels good to have made some progress. We've gotten the puzzle into a better state than it was before. There are two possibilities. One is that we get the blue laser over here and we use the chamber to open that door. And the other option is just the other way around. I'm wondering... No. Getting the jammer on the other side was my thought, but I don't think... I think that is going to have the same problems. I can't get the blue laser around here. It does feel like I'm missing a laser redirector. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I thank you for watching, and hopefully the next time I try to play this, I have some revelation. I'm very happy that I had some revelation this time, but it didn't quite get me there, unfortunately. But I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.